Hey everyone, Elite here, back again with another episode of Pokemon Showdown. And this week, I thought I'd do something different. I'm gonna tackle a normal metagame, being OU. A lot of people play OU, and referenced by its name, OverUsed, has a lot of very common Pokemon, and it's a very common game mode altogether. So I decided, if I'm going to be tackling something that a lot of people have seen, I might as well do it in an original way. So I'm deciding, for 6 days in a row, I'm going to be tackling it with a different team, and each team is going to be from a specific generation. So what that means is today I'm going to be tackling first generation OU battles. Now it'll be just my team that's from the generations. It'll go against normal OU teams. I'll probably get decimated because they have the strategical advantage, I suppose. I'm probably butchering that. But that's the reason there was no team builder, because I'm going to be using so many different teams that I felt like there's no point to having a team builder for only like one of these teams, and there's no way in hell I'm doing a team builder for each team. But from the popularity that I got from the last team builder, I can tell that you guys at least like them, or at least you don't hate them, and there's something you'll watch, unlike the rest of my videos. So yeah. Another thing is, I'm going to be able to update you soon on when I'll get a new microphone, so you can understand what the hell I'm saying half the time, and so that static noise is gone. But more importantly, I'm going to be getting a new computer in the next few months. I don't know when, but it's soon. No more lag. But for now, we're going to have to deal with it. But without further delay, I'm going to introduce the team. So the first member of the team is Gengar, holding the black sludge with the levitate ability. I kind of run just a very fast, heavy-hitting Gengar, about what you'd expect, timid nature to make it move fast. And I'm running the Hex moveset, with Hex Trick, Sludge Wave, Will-O-Wisp. Both Sludge Wave and Will-O-Wisp can cause statuses. Hex does double damage with status, and Trick will throw the black sludge onto an enemy and then negate the enemy's item, which could be potentially very good. Pretty simple setup and a good lead. Next is my Mega for the team, Mega Charizard X. Now I decided to allow Megas on the team when it came to the generations, simply because the metagame has kind of evolved, but the generations haven't changed. So I figured the Mega should be allowed. I'm not going to just go around with a normal Charizard. I want to use the Mega if I can. Now obviously if it's a banned I can't use it, but as you can see I have Mega Charizard X here. And it's got Dragon Dance, Flare Blitz, Outrage, Roost. It's your standard Mega Charizard. Once again, up the speed, up the attack. As you can tell, this is my big physical hitter of the team. Not much else to say about it. Next is Mew. This is actually pretty much the same Mew I used in the Ability Unity Week, except obviously has Synchronize instead of Magic Bounce. And it runs Magic Bounce because, it can't run Magic Bounce because this is no longer Ability Unity. The only available ability is Synchronize now, which is not a bad ability to have. It punishes enemies for putting statuses down. Simple enough. And I decided just to go speed and HP up. It can take hits and it can go before the enemy, because the Will-O-Wisps and the Defog and the Soft Boil, everything here needs priority to work. And with base 100 stats and a speed boosting nature, it's gonna go pretty quickly and it's gonna outspeed a lot of threats. Next is Vaporeon. Pokemon that I don't know too much about, but I'm really happy to be able to use it. Only the Leftovers, Hydration ability, and it's running Rain Dance, Scald, Rest, Toxic. It's built to take a hit very, very well. This thing is going to tank everything, and then it's going to Rain Dance, and then it'll Scald, and obviously with the Hydration ability, it can't be statused. So I can Rest, I can Rain Dance, attack. If my health gets low, I'll rest. Next turn, I wake up. It's a very foolproof strategy. And it'll work out really well, especially combined with the special defense boost in nature. Next on the list, I have Zapdos, which is my personal favorite of the 3 legendary birds, and is probably the best of the 3 when it comes to the metagames. Zapdos is carrying the Life Orb, has the Pressure ability, and it's Switch, Ancient Power, Roost, Heat Wave. Now I went back and forth wondering if I should use Volt Switch or Thunder, but I feel like Volt Switch will allow a lot more power to go in, but I can also switch out whenever something bad's happening. And I'm running Ancient Power instead of a Hidden Power move, simply because it's a nice, reliable Rock-type move, and the all-stats boost that it can give you, which is still at 10%, that can turn an entire game. Not to mention Roost for easy recovery, and a Heat Wave, because Heat Wave is a really good Fire-type move. Finally, I have Cloyster, which is a member that's kind of destroyed all of my teams in the past. I'm really happy to be able to use Cloyster with its skilling ability. Also, I feel like an idiot because in the past few videos I've been like, why is Cloyster so lucky? Why has it hit me all 5 times? Well, it's probably because I forgot what Skill Link did. Skill Link allows moves like Icicle Spear and Rock Blast to hit all 5 times, no matter what, guaranteed. It's actually a really powerful ability because of the moves Cloyster has. Now I run a very offensive Cloyster. That's because it doesn't really need any boost in defense anyway. It's already bulky enough on its own that I don't need to help it. So, with all that, let's get started with our first battle. So, here we got a pretty powerful team, but like I said, this is OU. And Gengar seems like it's always the smart choice. It's a very, very good lead. So this Electivire is going to do a lot of damage. I don't have good special defense, and I know nothing about Electivire stats. Consider this a learning experience, I suppose. But I'm going to burn anything that comes in, unless it's the Charizard. More than likely, this Charizard is their Mega. So I believe that it would be smart to swap out into Vaporeon. Because... okay. I'm not quite sure what to do here. I mean, Charizard still really can't touch me. I suppose I might as well... well, I probably should have seen that coming, but Vaporeon tanked it. Now I get to Toxic the Charizard, so it can't stay in and be a threat anymore. And then... I can probably swap into my own Charizard, but I feel like that's too risky because of the Dragon typing. So instead, I'm going to go into the Zapdos, and he goes into the Electivire, which really can't do anything, I don't think, unless it has a Rock type move or an Ice type move, which it could potentially have Ice Punch, I suppose. I know nothing about some of these Pokemon, so you might have to excuse my lack of knowledge for now. But I feel like... I'm just gonna stay in, and I'm gonna go for the Heat Wave. And potentially get the burn, hopefully. I did not get the burn. He did have Ice Punch. And it was a crit, but I don't think that mattered. Zapdos' defense can't handle a super effective hit, or something like that. So Electivire is very, very fast. But Gengar is even faster. Now what I can do here is free Sludge Wave on anything. They more than likely expect the burn, because I went for it last time, but that would be a severe misplay on their part. He sacks off the Electivire. Smart play. And more likely he's going to go back into the Charizard. to restart the drought. Now that he's toxic, I can go for the Hex, and it's going to Charizard. Solar Beam's going to do a lot, but it's resisted, even though Gengar's special defense is very poor. And I'm going to Sledge Wave because more than likely they will swap out. They did not swap out, but it still kills the Charizard. So, they send out Lilligant, which is just plain grass type. It's going to, suppose there's and why they sent that in. This is the reason I have Gengar as the head of my team, though. Charizard may have a lot of power, but its weaknesses kind of keep it out of the area. Gengar only has a few weaknesses, that being Dark, Psychic, and Ghost. Now this should be a problem, but I feel like I'm going to outspeed, so I will burn. I'm going to survive hit by it, more than likely, and it paralyzes me. Okay. So this should be my opportunity to steal its item before it kills me. So it gave me leftovers. Black Sludge will slowly hurt it alongside the burn. Now I can go for a Hex. Sucker Punch killed, not surprising. But this Bisharp is going to die at a very, very fast rate. Now, the Cloyster here, I'm probably going to Sucker Punch the Cloyster, which is why I'm going to Toxic Spikes. And I'll actually just, unless they go for a move other than that. Okay, Sucker Punch did not work, so now I get the Toxic Spike set up. More than likely they're going to do that again, so I can get a free Shell Smash. They did not actually go for that. It did quite a lot of damage. But with Cloyster having 524 speed, it's going to outspeed just about everything on the field, if not everything. Sends out the Haxorus, it's got toxic damage now. So, no, it's not toxic, it's just normal poison. So now I can go freely for the Icicle Spear. This is pretty much GG. So for my first game with this team, I'm actually very happy. I did not get to test this team. I tested a couple others. As you can see, okay, Rock Blast missed. Still, the Milotic is poisoned. I think I can just sit and stall with Mew for a little bit. Psychic was a critical hit, which would be kind of nice. So Mew is now toxic. The Milotic obviously can't toxic because it's already poisoned. Now I can just kind of sit in here and attack and wait for the Milotic to slowly die off. This Spadef drop matters. So this Milotic's definitely not going down without a fight. But there's not really too much it can do at this point. Eventually they're going to run out of PP for recover if this is what they're going to try to do. I'm going to keep lowering his special defense. I'm getting really lucky with these special defense drops. And it's too bad it wasn't a toxic damage for Milotic. But I suppose whatever works. It's going to be recovering over and over again at this point. There's really not much else I can do here. I'm going to have to sacrifice Mew, more than likely. I'm going to soft boil this turn, but I'm probably going to lose all that health immediately. And like I said, I'm already back at half health. So there's not much I can do here. So Mew's going down next turn. If I'm lucky, I can get another special defense drop, and more than likely that's not the case, and Mew goes down to the toxic damage. The opponent definitely had a very interesting way to end this, but Charizard outspeeds. Now, I don't know if its Mega is faster or slower, and I should know this. I can probably check right now, but I'm just gonna play the safe thing and just Outrage immediately. Milotic takes it. Now I'm trapped in Outrage. So, horribly, terribly awful misplay that will probably screw me over completely. It's always good. So now I'm just gonna Mega Evolve in the Outrage. At least it's Stab now. Scald kills anyway. Milotic is more than likely... Okay, recovering is actually good. Now I can just Rain Dance for free. I can rest. Milotic might attack at this point. Toxic does not matter. I rest. And now Hydration will... This could do it in for the Milotic. I sadly cannot Toxic the Milotic though. So I'm going to just have to continuously go for Stab Scald. But more likely this is the game, and just fast forward it, because they're probably just going to recover spam. They die. Unless they go out right now. However, if they did that earlier, they wouldn't have gotten as close to the victory than the 1-0. So I appreciate that they kept going. It shows how hard some of these trainers, or players, or whatever. Cheesy. But it shows how hard these people work on here. The poison damage will kill, and the rain would have healed me anyway. So that's the battle. A good start. So I just want to say in between here, I was really it's the week win. Only a fun thing to do, and I'm glad I'm gonna start doing these weekly things. It keeps order, it keeps balance, it keeps me from doing just random shit. It's a lot of fun, and I don't know, I might start doing this kind of stuff all the time, or maybe you just want normal battles. I can go back and forth between the two, I don't know, whatever you want me to do, just say down in the comments, and yeah. But I do think this week will be a lot more exciting because I'm using different teams. I think the reason last week got so boring and stale is because I was using the same team every single day. And eventually once I got to the 5th day, it was so boring and bland. I used this team so much. It was so predictable. I'm glad I'm going to be using different teams. And I'm really looking forward to some of the teams that I have ready because there are some crazy things that these teams can do. This is probably my most basic team. It's just offense and defense and support pretty much. It's pretty easy to tell which Pokemon does what. As we get into the other generations, it's not going to be as easy. But anyway, let's get into our second battle. So they have a very interesting team as well. Not like I've ever seen a Ninjask on one of these teams before. But, I'm actually going to go in with Oyster, hoping they don't go in with the Blastoise. Okay, so we basically both have our tanks just sitting here. I'm gonna throw out Toxic Spikes in case they swap out. They did not swap out. So I'm going to drop down another layer of Toxic Spikes. They may be setting up, but Mew secretly has Defog as well, and I'm going to swap into Mew very soon. But first I will Shell Smash. As this Shuckle... Okay, it's Toxic me, that's definitely not a good thing. This is going to be kind of a one-hit wonder here. Shuckle use Protect, very smart move. I'm gonna swap that out with the Rock Blast, because more than likely they're switching now. But whoever they swap out into, I'm probably gonna want the Stab. Okay, Icicle Spear is going to do a lot of damage. It is not going to kill, sadly. But I hit it enough for it to matter. Expecting to switch out. And I have no reason not to Icicle Spear again. Shuckle is pretty much dead next turn. And with the down, anything that can't fly is going to get... Well, actually, no, it's just the Loudroot. But that baited him to keep the Shuckle in as well, I suppose. So now I can safely send out Mew and defog turn 1. Unless they bring out the Shed Gem. In which case I need to come up with another plan. Charizard and Zapdos cannot do anything like this right now. So I go for the defog. Mew is sadly toxic, but so is the Zapdos now. All the hazards are off the ground. And really no reason to stay in with Mew anymore. But there's no one really to swap into either, considering Cloyster's out. Excuse me. So the Zapdos does quite a bit of damage. And it is definitely going for electric moves, so I can't swap out. I'm going to have to sack off Mew here. There's nothing else I can really do. I can just wear down the Zapdos so it dies quicker. That's about it. There's always the chance they could swap out. If they did swap out, I'm going to get the burn, predicting the swap out. And that was not what I expected to happen, but now the Metagross is burned. So I can safely go into Gengar. Well, I don't know how safely. It's still gonna have a... But Hex will more than likely OHKO. Hex does that one-hit KO. And my the person I'm competing against has not quit yet, so I'm fully expecting that to happen at least once in this video. So the Ninjask comes out. Just gonna burn it. Like I said, gotta burn it. So its attack is back to normal. Speed boost is in action. But I believe the Hex is just gonna do it. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So the Ninjask fell, and Gengar is slowly healing. Crobat is going to outspeed my Gengar. So at this point, there's no reason to stay in. And with the way his team is set up, I can safely go out into Zapdos now. Goes for the Brave Bird, it's just gonna hurt itself. I feel like I'm just going to Roost, because I kind of had a feeling that was gonna happen. They send out their Zapdos, but toxic damage is now going to take effect. Considering the speed on my Zapdos, more likely it's a speed tie or I outspeed, considering minus max. I got the boost on Ancient Power, and I said it was going to happen. So, that's crazy. That's nuts. I have no idea what's wrong with me, don't ask. I'm now going to Volt Switch into the Charizard because I know he can only bring out the Exploud. Exploud? Yes. So now I can just safely Mega Evolve D-Dance. Boomburst is going to hurt a lot. But my speed stat is so high, I can safely go in for the Outrage. And that's the game. 2 amazing games in a row. Both of them went down to the wire, but this one was a lot more towards me, my side. But that first battle was very intense. This one is very close. And I'm very eager to see how the third battle goes. And if any of you want to see me play with these teams again, I'm considering starting streaming. I don't know if I have the hardware to do so, or if my computer can handle it. I'm gonna look it up in the future, and potentially I'll be doing those on stream, because they're a lot of fun. And hopefully in the future, if they haven't already done this, Pokemon Showdown can have some sort of mono-gen game type. More likely it is a OM of the month, which, like I said right now, Ability Unity is the OM of the month. But you never know what they bring. It's always something crazy different. Mono-gen is a very cool and unique idea, and I would love to see it on a water scale. But for now, I'm going to do the last battle of the video. So they have a very bulky team alongside this Breloom, which is definitely going to be a threat. No reason to send Gengar in immediately. I think I might just go in with Charizard right now. My special defense isn't amazing, but if I could just get a free D-Dance right now. Okay, now I'm going to Roost. And we're probably going to swap out the Espeon. The Espeon still outspeeds. What the hell? Well, if that Espeon outsped my Charizard, it's gonna outspeed everything on my team. So, plus it probably has Magic Bounce, so I can't status it either. I'm truly stumped here. I suppose I have to go into the Zapdos. And I'll go for the Heat Wave. There's not much I can do here, honestly. I'm completely stumped. Espeon will kill next turn. It'll do just enough. This thing has to be Scarfed. I believe if I burn the Espeon, Mew will get burned. Synchronize will go into effect, burning the Espeon as well. I feel like that's the only thing I can set up here that's safe. So obviously they swapped out. I go for the burn, Magic Bounce, I get burned, but Synchronize goes into effect, burning the Espeon. So, now what? I guess I just continuously soft boil until the Espeon slowly deteriorates. The special defense drop was a pain in the ass, but it's something I can deal with for now. I will now Psychic the Espeon because I just want to grind this thing down before it drops special defense too low. I'm like stuttering. I need help. Espeon's going to do a lot of damage, but I'm going to get the soft boiled up. Espeon will die to burn. And that was a horrible, horrible start. Starmie now comes into play. More likely carrying Shadow Ball on it. I don't feel safe going for the burn, so I'm going to stay at predicting the Vaporeon. Wow. That was pretty well done. We'll go straight back into the Mew, I suppose. Mew no longer has the drops. Burn. I'm going to have to go for the... I did not survive the Thunderbolt. Just barely. 31%. But now I can safely swap in to Gengar. And Will-O-Wisping... Never mind. No, they won this one. Their team was just pure offense, and I don't have the defense for it. That Espeon tore my team apart. I'm gonna go for the Hex, but it doesn't matter. Well, that was a really well done game. I don't really have much else to say here. It was a very impressive game on their side. They kind of predicted me around every corner. But in the end, they were definitely the one with the most skill. Oyster's gonna go down in one shot. Special defense can't handle anything. I'll still go for the Icicle Spear, but yeah, GG. So that was a very intense game. And by that I mean I got decimated and I don't know. That was a good team, it was a good setup on their part. I've never really seen a scarfed Espeon, but it was a really interesting Pokemon to use. And yeah. So that was the first day of the Mono Gen week, which is going to be 6 days because there's 6 gens. And trust me, it was really freaking hard to find 2nd and 6th gen Pokemon, because they are the smallest gens. But I did. I have a team for each gen, and it's a really well built team for each gen. So I'm looking forward to using all of them. And I hope you enjoy the themes that I'm doing each week. If you are, say in the comments or just like the video. I'm not asking for likes. Don't yell at me. And I'll see you in the next video. Or the next one, or whatever it is. I forgot my catchphrase. Damn it.